Are you thinking about moving to Greenville, South Carolina? Then this is the video for you. We're going to talk about what makes each suburb in our beautiful upstate unique and who it's really designed for and who it's a best fit for. Hi, I'm Evan Whaley, your favorite Greenville realtor. So let's go ahead and talk about all the different suburbs. Before we get into it though, make sure you stick around to the very end because I'm going to talk about one of my absolute favorite suburbs and you're not going to want to miss that. First, let's start off with Fountain Inn. So Fountain Inn has really grown a lot in the last few years. Fountain Inn has a lot of new construction, but they also have a lot of homes that have a little bit more acreage. Fountain Inn people are gravitating towards because it has larger lot sizes in a lot of cases. They also really like the quaint downtown that it has. When you look, they have this kind of quintessential southern downtown. It is a little bit smaller than some of the other downtowns that we have in the area, but it is absolutely beautiful, especially during the holidays. They have up Christmas lights, they have a little horse carriage, so people really like that look and feel. When you think about that area as well, parts of Fountain Inn are really close to 385, so you have easy access to the interstate, making it a very commuter-friendly city at a great price point. And there's been a lot of growth and development that's happening there. Even Tesla is opening up a distribution center, just making it really a great place to be. And lots of areas of Fountain Inn actually are within, less than 10 minutes of downtown Simpsonville. So you kind of can get the best of both worlds. You can get some more affordable housing. You have two downtowns really close, and you have this easy access to 385. Next, since I already mentioned Simpsonville, let's go ahead and jump over to that city. Simpsonville really has two different parts. So you have the part that's more southern, that's closer to Fountain Inn area, and then you also have the part that's a little bit further north that we call the Five Forks area. So I'll talk about each of those at a high level. When we think about the southern part of Simpsonville, it's really close to Fairview Road, which really has access to a lot of different restaurants, shopping, there's a Target there, tons of grocery stores, so it makes it very convenient. You're also really close to the downtown of Simpsonville, which has grown a ton. A lot of people have gone there recently and just told me they didn't expect it to have all that it does have. There's a lot of events that they're doing there as well. They're renovating the park to make that even more outstanding. There's a disc golf that's there. So just tons of great things that are happening in that area and tons of different local community events. And that'll just continue to grow and get better over time. That part is also really close to interstate access, making it really commuter friendly as well. So that's something that people really tend to like and appreciate. You're tucked in between Fountain Inn and the Five Forks area, which we'll talk about next. And it really just makes for a really convenient lifestyle, a little bit more affordable housing overall than when you're looking at the Five Forks area of Simpsonville. So just a little bit more budget friendly. There's some new construction that's in the area, but more of the new construction tends to be in more areas that are more developing at this point. Something else that people really love about that part of Simpsonville is it's near Heritage Park. Heritage Park does several different concerts. There are baseball fields. I actually had a client in town last weekend that just said they've never seen anything like it, and they didn't even get a chance to go by and see the amphitheater where they do tons of concerts during the summer. It just really is a unique and special park. They have a little train track that goes through there, and it's just a great place for people to go of all ages. Next, let's talk about that Five Forks area of Simpsonville. This was really one of the first suburbs that got developed here in the upstate area. It was really known for really strong school systems and really developed to have a lot of family amenities. And that still really holds to this day. There's a lot of really beautiful luxury neighborhoods, some of the finest in our entire upstate here. And there's a lot of very budget-friendly neighborhoods as well. So there's a mix of price point. And really when you look at that area, people like it because it is close to interstate access. It's kind of like 15 minutes from downtown Greenville if you don't hit bad traffic and depending on what part of town you live in. So you really get a nice commute. You're close to 385 and 85, and then you're right off of Woodruff Road, which really offers absolutely everything that you can imagine. One of the things that's a little bit challenging about living in that area is because if you do live near Woodruff Road, because it has so many different amenities and there's so many neighborhoods that are located off of it, you will see some traffic congestion and build up in that area. It tends to be one of our worst. So as much of it's a pro, it's also a little bit of a con. So those are some things that you should think about if you're thinking about relocating to the Five Forks area. So I talked about some of the negatives of Woodruff Road, but some of the positives that are really important for people in that area is if you have kids, there's a lot of great family-friendly amenities, everything from your trampoline parks to Frankie's Fun Park where they have go-karts and arcade games and so many other things that are really geared towards kids. They have a public library that's on Woodruff Road. There's so many grocery stores, and they have your big box bulk purchasing with Costco and Sam's Club there as well. So that really just makes it a very convenient area for people to live, to get everything that you need within a quick 5-minute, 10-minute drive max. The next area that I want to talk about is Mauldin. This was developed as one of the first suburbs of Greenville. It's really what you think of as a traditional suburban town where they have great school systems, a lot of your family amenities, and really close access to the main downtown. Mauldin, depending on where you live, is about a 15-20 minute drive from downtown Greenville. Making it really close, the schools have historically been pretty strong there, so that's been a big attraction for people moving to it. But they didn't have a lot of development until the last couple of years. They developed an area called Bridgeway Station, which serves as their downtown now. It's highly walkable. There's several different places to go as far as places to eat, and it's going to continue to develop, and it has this really old-timey cool feel where it's like a style of like in the 1800s as far as the building, so it just really gives some unique character to that area. The next area that I want to talk about is the Powdersville area. When we look on niche or grader schools, they tend to have an 8 or a 9 ranking for all of their schools, making it really strong and some of the best in the entire upstate. That makes it a great area for people to want to move to and relocate to. Now, Powdersville, you're not going to necessarily find this as a city. It's really more of an area, and it's going to be south of Easley and a little north of Piedmont. And it could have either an Easley or a Piedmont or even potentially a Greenville address. But overall, it's got really strong school systems. It's going to be really close to the main strip in Easley where you can get to all the different big box stores, several different restaurants. And depending on where you're at in Powdersville, it's a pretty quick commute into downtown Greenville, making it a great suburb to live in. Overall, the prices tend to be pretty affordable compared to some of the other suburbs on this list, just making it a really hot commodity and a place that people want to move to. Something else that can really make Powdersville stand out is a lot of their homes will have a little bit larger lot sizes than some of the other suburbs we've mentioned. Doesn't mean you can't find larger lots in some of the other suburbs, but just in general, if I kind of did a rule of thumb, Powdersville tends to have a little bit larger of a lot size than some of these other suburbs. Next area we're going to talk about is the Travelers Rest area, or known by locals as TR. TR has grown a ton in the last 5 years. It's really become the place where people want to move to if they have an active lifestyle. You're really close to the mountains there. You're right off of the Swamp Rabbit Trail. So if you're someone that likes to walk, likes to bike, likes to hike, run, etc., it's just such a great place for you to be. It has such beautiful natural landscaping. You're really close to Furman University, which at times is open to the public as well, and just has such natural beauty and charm. So when we think about TR, it really caters to those people that really want to be in an active lifestyle. They want to live in a downtown that has this really cool vibe where you can go kayaking, you can go to a brewery, you can go to coffee shops, you can eat at some great restaurants, some farm-to-table places. Just overall, you really get a different lifestyle in TR than what some of these other suburbs may offer. Something else that really makes the TR area really great is the commute into downtown Greenville. Most people that are going to live in TR are going to have about a 15 to 20 minute commute into downtown. Now, you can have a much further commute if you start going into the northern part of Travelers Rest, because it does go almost all the way up to the North Carolina border. But for the most part, people tend to stick around the downtown of TR. I've got 2 more suburbs to cover, and make sure you stick around to the last one because it is one of my favorites. The next area we're going to talk about, I'll call it the Blue Ridge area. This is going to be the Northern Taylors, Northern Greer, Tigerville area. Overall, what people really love and appreciate about this area is that it is a little bit more remote. You get more space, you get a little bit more room to breathe from your neighbors. You get so much natural beauty because you're going to have views of the Blue Ridge Mountains. You're going to have several lakes that are nearby. So you just get a very different feel and lifestyle than your kind of traditional suburban feel where there might be a lot of neighborhoods that are there. Overall, this really is that feel if someone wants more of that country farm life, beautiful views, landscaping kind of lifestyle. You're going to be 15 to 20 minutes away from a grocery store. You're going to be driving down 2-lane roads. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do your everyday commuting in this area. But if you're someone who wants that lifestyle and wants it at a great price point, this is really a great area that people tend to gravitate towards. And last, the area that I want to talk about is the east side of Greenville. When we think about east side, this really could be a Greenville address, it could be Taylor's, it could be Greer. We're talking about the area that's a little north of Haywood Road, around Pelham, and kind of out there into where the Riverside School District is at. It kind of makes like a nice triangle and pocket in between all of these areas. When we think about the things that make the east side really attractive, you're about a 10 to 20 minute commute into downtown Greenville. You've got some really historically strong school systems in these areas. When we think about the overall aesthetics of these neighborhoods, you've got some mature trees, landscaping, just a lot of real natural beauty in these areas. And you've got all of the amenities and conveniences that you typically want, from having grocery stores to having things for kids to do, to shopping areas, to having all your big box retail stores, all within a quick commute from any one of these locations. This just makes it a really desirable area to be in. Now, this is going to be one of our more expensive suburbs to live in because of all the things that I've mentioned. It is such a desirable area to be in. But for people who really want the conveniences, the lifestyle, they want mature neighborhoods, and they want to be really close to amenities and close to downtown Greenville, this is a really tough area for anyone to be. So there you have it. Here's some of the top suburbs here in the Upstate. I'm curious, which suburb did I talk about that was most appealing to you? Go ahead and drop a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you.